conversation that Miss Cree was having, because speaking from a perspective of somebody who's not married, we now have a whole nother POV. Almost 50-year-old Hall of Famer with struggle beard, Paul Pierce, got on the internet and said that he thought that marriage is for old people and poor people. And
what was his justification behind that?
He said that if you believe, he said that he believes that marriage is for poor and old people. And back in the day, people got married to basically join their money together, have kids so they can contribute to the family's income, and say that if you old, you have, someone next to you while you live out your last days. There's no benefit for a man who has money to get married, because if it doesn't work, he has to give her half and then child support. It's just not worth it to him. And now, before I cook him, what you want to say?
Shut up talking to me.
That's spot on.
I just feel like
spot on.
Why is everything centered around men? That's what bothers me. I guess because I'm a woman who makes money, so I never understand the one-sided conversations of, and if a man get married with money, then he gonna have to give. If I get married with money, I'm gonna have to pay this man alimony in a situation. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like a lot of people deal with marriage, and people are still getting married for financial reasons. Like, this hasn't changed. What is he talking about?
Girl, people just wake up with morning breath the whole day and get on people's podcasts and say things. And I think that people really I don't think there's a thought process going on. I think they're just saying things and regurgitating them based on their own personal experiences. The reality of it is, especially in a heterosexual marriage, the benefit has always been for the man. You get, most times, a cook, a housekeeper. You get somebody to help you with basically raising the children. And God forbid somebody asks you to take out the trash. So I think his philosophy here is very skewed, because most women end up doing 80% of the labor in the home while you just get to go to work and make a check. And girl, now they want to go 50-50.
Yeah.
And then he's talking about some, you got to give up half of your income. As you should, if she's raising your kids and has made your house a home for the last X amount of years. Like, what's not clicking?
Right. I just feel like I am so glad. You know the benefit of this. This is what I love. When these men come forward.
Yeah.
Keep the mic on. Yes. The more I think about it, keep the mic.
Let them tell them.
Yeah, please. Tell me more about it. I would like to hear more of what you have to say. Because I need to know what I'm dealing with. Because this is the type of dude you run into. He pretend like he really rock with you. You know what I'm saying? You like him. Y'all vibing. And then he go and then he make a video like this. And you like, what? Wait, huh? I'm so confused. I know it's a girl right now that's so taken back by what he had to say.
The fact that I just want, we need to bring back media training, and we need to bring back PC responses to things, because I think that now more than ever, you need to start saying, I don't have enough information about this to form an articulate opinion.
Please shut up.
And I'm going to decline. And not it was his own podcast. Throw it in the garbage.
But keep the mic on.
Keep the mic on.
keep that mic on. I need to hear what y'all are saying, because y'all running your mouth way too much, and I'm loving every bit of it, because I like to see the people in the comments. And you know what I do? I go in the comments and I see, and then I see, they follow me. Let me block them. Because absolutely not. You couldn't possibly be following me with this mentality.
I definitely proactively block people.
Absolutely.
If I see you clowning over here, it's only a matter of time. You're in my neck of the woods.
Yes.
Let me stop you right there. Access denied. Go through traffic.
Right. You try to figure out why you got blocked. It was because of that comment you wrote under that man post. That's why you got blocked.
But people do that too. They just be on the internet just saying wild stuff. And I think that when it's unchecked, because social media is a big place and it connects us in so many different ways. And people, like the people that you're commenting on their posts, they might not read that.
Right.
But your homegirl might. Because it might.
Because y'all stuff pop right up. If you follow somebody, stuff pop right up. Exactly what you said. Exactly what you like. So you're really not hiding. I hope y'all don't think y'all doing this discreetly, because I'm paying attention.
And I'm blocking people for way less. So you're getting blocked.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I wake up and I block 10 people just off the strength of God woke me up this morning. So I don't care nothing about a block. But neither here nor there. But I think this is a very interesting conversation because, like, I think it's so divisive. Trying to make men think that there's no benefit in marriage for them because of money that they may or may not have that they could potentially lose, usually due to their own fault.
Yeah.
Like, when you think about it, they love to throw out this, 80% of divorces are initiated by women. Well, they're tired of being your mother.
Yeah.
They're tired of having to
talk about the mommy issues
and clean up. And a lot of women feel like single mothers because you think that bringing your check home and then checking out is enough. Mm-hmm. And so, come on, if you want to talk about a benefit to a marriage, sir, you need to go ahead and get you one before you end up like Shannon Sharp.
No, he's definitely going to end up alone. Nobody wants that. And nobody wants that.
I think that's where conversations like this come from. It's called, what do they call it? Preliminary rejection or something like that. Like, they want to reject you before you have time to reject them. And so I think men sit up and say stuff like this because they know, babe, ain't nobody dealing with that foolishness you got going on over there.
Yeah. Also, another thing, I feel like we're an easy target.
Of course, we're low-hanging fruit. Sure.
We're such an easy target because they know anytime somebody come up with a podcast, they know if they bring up Black women and what we need to do and don't marry her and do this, like, we're going to go crazy. We're going to send it to everybody. We're going to have something to say. And I just feel like people use us to get further along in whatever they're trying to do. Like, they don't even care if they really stand behind it or not. It's like, what's going to send them in a tizzy to get my podcast up and running and get everybody to pay attention to me over here? And I hate that for us. I really do. I genuinely hate that for us. Like, why are we the targets all the time?
Well, because I think people in general know that we're not respected and we're not protected. And it's easy to say some stuff out your mouth and not get checked for it because we see it all the time.
Like, we get checked.
We see,
that's the problem. I think Black women are going to check. I'm about to say,
you.
Black women going to check you every time.
Our men are not going to check you. White women are damn sure not coming to our aid. We saw that during feminism, right?
Oh my God.
So it was very clear who was, I could go on and on and on, but I will say, Black women put the cake down.
Yeah, put it down, y'all. Put it down. It's not even worth it no more.
We all we got.
It's like, we got to just stick together. Just us, though. Yeah. Like, we got to stop letting other people penetrate the circle and just do whatever they want. Like, we really just got to start sticking together and just cancel out the outside noise. Because it's just clickbait. Yeah. Now it's right.
I think clickbait. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Because why are people asking Paul Pierce his thoughts on relationships?
Ever.
Which I think it is time to bring up another opportunity.
What?
Stealing in relationships. Now,
stealing?
Well, not stealing, but how many bank accounts should y'all have?
Because to me, it sounds like somebody's stealing.
Okay.
That's the correlation.
Okay, all right, let me hear it.
That I made.
I don't know yet.
So now, neither of us are married, and that's okay because the roster's long. When you get married, how many bank accounts you think you should have? Like, you have an account, I have an account, and then
we have a joint account. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel.
Okay.
You don't feel that way. You think everything should be conjoined.
I don't. I think that...
Because I tell you,
I think maybe if we want to do an account where the bills and stuff come out and we both put some amount of money in there every month, okay, because I'm going to have secret money.
Absolutely. Okay. 1,010%.
Just double check.
Girl, mama ain't never raised no fool. She told me that first.
I ain't even going to tell you how much money I make, how much I got. I'll have a mattress full of ones before I tell you. Because I'll be all the way
damned if you take me on a trip with the joint bank account.
And now you're looking crazy because you done bought your half of the stuff.
Exactly. Like, no ma'am. So
I don't mind. I don't even mind that though. I don't mind sharing.
I want you to buy with if you taking me on a trip.
Oh, well, that's different.
Your bank account to take me on a trip. You don't use the joint bank account to take me on a trip. I can understand that,
but also too, like, I do feel like if we decide we want to go somewhere, like, I don't mind it.
It's a surprise.
Oh, if it's a surprise, then that's different.
Thank you. Yeah. You use your money. You might buy me a gift.
Now, what you gonna do?
Use your money.
What you gonna do if you go into the account?
What?
And you see that Expedia transaction on there?
Of who?
He taking you on a trip, but it's coming out of your account too.
I know you lying.
What do you do? What's your response?
I am calling the bank and reporting fraud immediately, expeditiously.
Now he gotta go to jail.
Someone is stealing money, and I might have a lead. I can give you their name and number. I might have a lead.
When I started this segment, what's the first thing I said? Stealing money. You see how I knew that was coming? You see how I did that? Y'all sleeping on my genius, bro. Y'all are asleep on my genius. I said that niggas was stealing out here, bro.
No, don't you take nothing out that bank account.
I don't mind sharing stuff, but it need to be clear what we sharing.
It got to be clear.
I just feel like
and I mean crystal.
At some point, these men be looking for roommates and stuff.
Thank you.
I don't want it no more. I need to know what. Never mind me. What can you bring to the table, sir?
Okay.
What do you bring to the table? Because I'm tired.
That's the part. And I know people are going to disagree. Because I know, well, when you get married, everything is combined and everybody should share everything. And that's why you don't got no peace of mind.
Combine these nuts.
Like, that's why you don't got no peace of mind. Because y'all together morning, noon, and night. Y'all sharing toothbrushes. Like, y'all sharing sock straws.
Ridiculous.
Like, Lord, you can't catch a break.
Lene, I have to stop you right there because sharing draws is witchcraft. I will not let that air. Take it. Get it out of here.
Leave it in there. They need to hear it. Somebody got to speak the truth around here, and it's going to be me today. You hear me?
Because why are y'all sharing draws?
Right, and why y'all using each other toothbrush? Because that makes my stomach hurt.
I feel like when
Amy Luciani?
No, that's nasty.
The one you seen that?
She did that?
Girl and Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard. Girl. I didn't say it. Amy said it. Now she in a relationship with him. Royce said it too. I mean, how many people need to say it until it's
what
said?
What you say? The what one?
And we said it.
No, she said it. She said it first.
But we said it. We together. We said
no,
it.
she said that because he like to sue people and all this stuff.
Allegedly.
No, she said
allegedly.
it. No, she said
it.
But no, you know that he got into some hot water a while back. I think with. Was it transgender people?
Yeah. And Amy said she caught him in the bed with a man with a wig on. That sounds like transgender.
But
am I correct?
So my thing is, number one, why are you telling people this?
We needed to know.
No, but we didn't need to know that.
Because we needed to say it.
If you're going to be with him, why we needed to know?
She said she didn't know. But Royce said it, and I'll tell you who did know, because Royce, his baby mama said it.
Yeah, but she's been on a slander tour too. Like she got, she created a whole new Instagram page, and she was going live and telling everybody how he terrorized her for years.
Oh, God, Royce, let it go, honey. You got to let go of that hurt.
I don't care. Royce, every week you can say what you do it. Do it tomorrow, too. I'll tune in and I'll listen.
I just don't know
if you need to get it off your
watching
chest.
That. Like, be careful. Just be careful.
I mean,
you got to be careful when you had kids, Jerlyn. You don't want to say it too much. Girl, a combination of her saying his daddy is gay, like, relax.
I mean,
once is enough.
Is he gay?
He is.
Oh, okay.
You was mad I said it. Okay. Now we said it. As I said, so you can run the clip back. Because as I said before, we said it.
Baby, I feel like if that man is gay, that's his business. Everybody can't get on the internet and tell us he's gay every week.
Why be gay and be with a woman when you don't want her? Why cheat on her with men if you want to be with a man?
Is she up there in the relationship like he ain't gay?
Toothbrush. I know she hates that video because she got on here sharing that man toothbrush back and forth, swapping it back. Ooh.
And what was the reason? I feel like Cardi B. What was the reason? What was the reason for that?
Yeah.
That's people that do that though. I think that's what it leads to. When you have too much shared in your relationship, I think that's what it leads to. You have to still remain an individual, and I need you to have hobbies. I need you to have friends. Yeah. I need you to do other things because the scariest thing for me is a man who wants to make me the center of his world in an unhealthy way.
Oh,
I don't need you dropping everything in the world to be over here in my business.
Acrimony.
Because at some point, you got to have your own business.
I'm so serious.
How are you going to pay for the trips?
Get out of my face with all of that. Like, I have been in a relationship with somebody who was literally obsessed with me, and it is terrifying. I know y'all be in the car, if my man ain't obsessed with me, then I don't want
You don't really want that.
When y'all really get, it's terrifying.
And you wake up and his eyeball touching yours? You wake up and he right there?
Girl, looking right at, woo,
pupil to pupil. Pupil to pupil. Girl, wait, because... Speaking of losing situations, you have to ask me, friend, because it's some stuff that I've been wanting to talk about. Girl, you got to ask me.
Girl, what happened?
Oh, my God, child.
What?
One of the biggest plantations in the United States. Child just poof, up in flames, just burned to the ground, honey. And there have been mixed reviews, which is crazy. which is
crazy.
Why are the reviews mixed? But I'm going to tell you.
Enlighten
people aren't.
I just want to hear.
It's because the people aren't mixed. Let me just tell you. The South's largest antebellum mansion, Nottoway Plantation, it's in Iberville Parish, Louisiana. It burned to the ground this past weekend. Now, everybody know what a plantation is. That's where people basically kept slaves to farm. Okay. And I'm just saying because they rewriting our history.
Some in the back. Just talk to them in the back.
They're rewriting our history, and they're trying to make people think that we were indentured servants or slavery was a punishment for committing crimes. And it was not that. We were snatched forcibly from our homelands and forced into servitude with
Absolutely.
no pay, no reward, no nothing, separated from our
Mhm.
family, friends, and all those things. And so some people are upset because they got married at the plantation and they've had all these heartwarming, touching, life altering events at this plantation. And me personally, I think that's the tour we need to be on. We need to go burn them all down.
Yes.
That's what I think.
1,000%. Like, what an unfortunate turn of events. Girl, nobody
Exactly.
cares. Why did you get married at a plantation? Like, that's what we really need to be talking about.
I
Out of
know why.
all the places you could have chose, you was like, that one right there where the slaves was at is really calling me. Like, I really need to
It's
get
the
married.
aesthetic. It's
Right,
the
it's the aesthetic for me.
it's
You know what I
aesthetic.
mean? Like, girl, don't nobody care about your memories. It's way more memories than that in that facility. So, like, I'm more than happy that it got burned down. I think it should have happened way sooner. But now that it's out, you know what I'm saying? We could just keep that same energy and keep going, you know?
Well, I think too, a lot of these places have become shrines or monuments to darker times in our society. Like all these, they have statues of Robert E. Lee and slave owners and all these people, things, rebellions, things that took place that basically immortalize slavery, slave owners, things like that. A very dark time in African American history, but a darker one in white people's history because it ain't just our history.
Mhm.
But you know, like I think that people they're trying to find a way to undo, and there's the state of the society right now. I think that there's nothing that you can undo. You can't have enough weddings or baby showers at
Right.
these places and erase the
you.
stain
Ooh,
of
the blood stains on the
murder,
walls, honey.
slavery, torture. Like I was doing like
Mhm.
crazy research for I don't know why I went down a rabbit hole, but just learning about all the things that white people did to black people during slavery and a little bit after
Girl,
during Jim Crow.
friend,
Honey,
I don't think I can do it. I can't walk around this earth without an attitude after doing that. Like, I don't
exactly.
know how to just go back to being normal after you learn so much more because we already know a lot. But once you really start to deep dive and really get the information like that, it's like, I don't know how you just walk around like still
Yeah.
cool. Like, ain't funny. Like,
And
funny.
people be wanting to salvage these places where they fed our children to alligators, places where they hung us, places where they set our bodies on fire, let dogs attack us. This the place that y'all want to prop up. This the hill that y'all want to die on. So I'm not understanding. Like it completely pissed me off when I saw that there was any type of mixed reviews because baby, goodbye and good riddance. What do you
Good
mean?
riddance. Good riddance. That should have been burned down a long time ago. Like I said, like the only people that should be out there is us having a backyard barbecue. Like that's the only reason for people to be there. As it's burning to the ground, we should just be out there frying chicken and ribs.
Yes,
Because why in the
catfish.
world and catfish?
Catfish.
You know what I'm saying? Who got the potato salad? Because it's just no way you think that that's cool and you want to keep it because of your memories. I can't stand behind it. I would never even speak up to even say that because I would look at it as such a bigger issue. I'm able to see outside of myself when I see something like that.
Well, you know, it's just a classic case of white people remembering things differently. You know,
Mhm.
to them, slavery wasn't really all that bad. It was a long time ago, and we need to forget about it. And
Says
to
the
that
people
I
who
say
wasn't enslaved. Says the people
exactly.
who wasn't enslaved. And then they like to say stuff like, well, if y'all had the opportunity to like enslave us, y'all would have did the same thing. And what would we have used you for? Because it's not the clean and it's definitely not the cook. So what exactly can you contribute? It's not the dress.
I'll
What
tell you. I'll tell you what I would have used them for.
what?
You go on down to that bank and you get this loan, and you bring me this money.
Exactly.
That's what
Go
you
get the
do.
horse and the mule and bring it back.
You
Because
go up there,
that's
you give me
it.
some money.
Y'all can't do nothing. You know what?
But that's neither here nor there. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get you riled up.
Or don't even get me started because girl, I just hate the entitlement of it all. It just very much gives like because you did something wrong, you think I'm gonna walk in your shoes. Like, girl, we not the same. We not cut from the same
But
cloth.
we knew that though. Like honestly, I think that's why white people have been so hard pressed to keep black people in a position of oppression because they think given the opportunity that they're going to get what they rightfully deserve. But black people that like we've never been trained like that. We've never been
Right.
brought up to go after people, be mean, evil, and spiteful. Now, are there evil people in the world?
Of
Absolutely
course.
on
Mhm.
all sides. But we always turn on the other cheek. And me personally, I think Black people need to stop being so forgiving, because it, like, that's the reason why we have these situations that we have now with people doing things for decades at a time. And Black people are like, well, it's just the way it is. Or, oh, well, we got to forgive them. They didn't know no better. A lot of these people know better. That's why they're on the internet crying about a plantation burning down.
And
They do know better. You know what a plantation is used for. So that, like,
absolutely.
I
know.
Girl, done pissed me off today.
He done riled me right on out.
Oh my God. But so just switching gears just a little bit, I wanna skip to a little bit of girl talk, because I feel like we're leaning into it anyway, just getting a little too casual with our language. So we might as well just skip to Malou. Speaking of people that be doing stuff they ain't got no business doing. Woo, girl, you gotta ask me, some stuff been going on, friend.
Girl, what happened?
Oh my Lord, I couldn't wait to tell you, child. Kid Cudi done took the stand in a Diddy trial. And
on Diddy trial.
I know, I'm so over it. I've purposely tried to avoid any press releases or any articles about it, because it's just it's triggering to see this stuff play out in public. But apparently Diddy, after Diddy and Cassie stopped dating, she ended up dating Kid Cudi. Allegedly, someone set his car on fire, torched his Porsche, and then I think that he testified that maybe Cassie gave Diddy information about how to get into his home. He went in, opened up the Christmas gifts, girl, locked the dog in the bathroom, and I'm just like, it's not funny, but it's like at this point, like, Diddy, what the hell is going on?
What the hell?
What's going on?
Because why did you even think to do that?
What did the dog do?
Thank you. Like, what made you?
What did the dog do? Now you done ruined Christmas, and lock the dog in the bathroom. Nigga, you are the Grinch.
Yeah, like, right, exactly.
I know a Grinch when I see one.
Grinch. Girl, Diddy's a mess. I don't know. I'm not saying he did, but allegedly, if we had to pick someone who would, I do think he fit the bill. Diddy was very protective over Cassie, almost controlling property.
I was going to say controlling. Not protective.
Properly. Oh, yeah, property like control over her. So to see her move on with somebody who's not in the same lane as him, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying nothing against Kid Cudi at all. I like him. I think. What song he sang again?
Ma'am, we're not gonna do this.
Is it a tornado?
That's Frank
room?
Ocean.
Oh, wrong person.
And we're gonna go ahead and cut this clip because
I'm so sorry.
Wrong with you?
My God, sir. I don't know who you are. Why don't I know his song?
Child. What's his song? He has a very specific.
Sure. Yeah. Something night. Yeah. Okay. I know where we are now.
I'm back. And I see that the
it's day again. It was night.
The producer had to fact check it, because Lene will put new songs on your BMI credits. Okay.
Oh my God.
It's crazy out here. But to like the whole point of this case is like, child, you don't never know who you're dealing with. And like, it's so scary to be in this situation. I can only imagine as a 19-year-old girl signing a record deal and thinking that she's about to be on top of the world. And now she's being romantically pursued by someone who he was in his 40s at this time, right? Or at least close to it.
That's so, when you say
he was 37. He was 37.
He's a 19-year-old.
Yeah. And so my concern is like, what does that look like when you think you're about to be famous and you think this person's about to change your life? I can see how she probably was manipulated and coerced 1,000%. And forcing things. But have you ever put yourself in a position to, like where you just trusted somebody? And I think we all have, if you're willing to share, where you just trust somebody with something, because a lot of times people will hear your vulnerabilities, or they'll find out what hurts, and girl, they go to poking. And so I think this is one of those situations where he just basically exploited her vulnerability. What do you think?
Absolutely. Oh my God, 1,000%. There's no other real rhyme. Like, there's no other way to explain what went down in this situation outside of the fact that he saw someone who was beautiful. Cassie is beautiful. She's 19. She's young. She's impressionable. He has a lot of money, a lot of status, well known. I mean, it just seems easy to do. You know,
Mhm.
and I also think that not trying to say anything, negative, but I also believe that a guy without that much status still would be impressionable on her as long as he had connects. You know what I'm saying? If he could get some type of connect, get her studio time, when you're young and you have a dream and you chasing after it, sometimes it could be a lot easier to manipulate you into believing like, I got the formula for you, just stay with me. Stick with me and
Right.
I can get you there. And also you believe like being romantic with this person will help you further along because now
Mhm.
you become a priority. At least that's what you think in your head. Like,
Mhm.
if I sleep with them or I be with them or we in a relationship, why wouldn't they prioritize my career, especially if they're able to do something about it?
Because it's the
So
man.
okay.
I'm sorry.
All right. So back to what I was saying.
It just jumped out. I'm sorry, y'all. It just jumped
So,
out. I'm so sorry.
so
I
I
forgot to take
totally
my meds.
agree. I think Kid Cudi feels. I wonder, was he trying to blame her? Like, I guess when you were reading, I was trying to figure out, is he blaming Cassie or is he there to testify against Diddy? Some of that felt like he was blaming Cassie.
It looked like a little bit of both to me. I mean,
Okay.
because for him to say, I mean, and I don't know why. If what he said is true, Cassie gave Diddy his information to access his home. That's wrong. And so,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
Like we can't negate that fact, but it doesn't take away from if this man blew up Kid Cudi's car
Oh
and
my
he's
God.
been harassing this girl, abusing this girl, manipulating, controlling, and grooming this girl, like who's to say what if he said, if you don't go get me his information, I'm gonna release these sex tapes. Ain't no
Oh my
she probably been
God.
blackmailed and everything else. So I like
Jesus. Poor
I don't know. It's
thing.
just a crazy situation because you don't know until you're on the other side of it. Like everybody, especially when you're young. When you're young and you don't really know how love and relationships work or how manipulative and spiteful people can be, girl, you'll believe
Absolutely.
anything. These
Yeah,
men
you
will tell you
will.
anything. Women will tell you anything.
Hmm.
So,
And she haven't had enough
man,
experience. Like,
right.
she don't, you know what I'm saying? You 19, you think you grown, but you
She
really
can't
ain't
even buy
grown.
alcohol.
Thank you. You ain't even been drunk enough for real to know what really life is about. Cause girl, you get
Right.
drunk enough, you be
You'll
like,
see some
Lord.
things.
Right,
Right.
you be like, Jesus,
Is
so
this what they're doing?
exactly.
My
Exactly.
God.
So, like, girl, you ain't really explored life yet. He was introduced, it was probably so many firsts in that relationship. Like
Yeah.
her first time experiencing so many things. And can you imagine the type of adrenaline rush that gives you? All those first times being around
Hmm.
celebrities, first time going to parties, first time even drinking, first time being on a yacht, first time going to like award ceremonies and
Just
stuff. Like,
standing next to
golly.
one of the most powerful men in the industry, just standing next to him, just the
Mhm.
proximity to wealth and power and influence, like that's intoxicating for a lot of
It's
people.
intoxicating. You don't ever want to give that up, and you feel like nobody else is ever going to be able to give me this lifestyle. But it come with, girl, it come with whatever's behind the curtain.
Hmm.
That's the thing about it, is it come with whatever is behind the curtain, and girl, you don't know what you signing up for. You have no
Yeah.
clue, and that's the most scariest part of all of this.
And then too, it's like when you say what you're signing up for, I think that's not you specifically, but I think that's part of
Mhm.
the problem in the industry because people just assume when you go into that industry because it's so corrupt and it is like that at times, like you know what you've been into. And if you go up
Mhm.
there and you try to be getting on, on the casting couch and going to all
Mhm.
these interviews and parties and stuff like that, like they saying that you do know what you signing up for. And I think that, we need to protect our babies a little better than that because
Yeah,
Cassie was a child and
she was a child.
I don't even know how I don't know. I just know me at 19, I couldn't halfway go down the driveway by myself.
Girl, I
So
was a
I don't
mess,
even
Jerlyn. I'm so glad we didn't meet then. Would have sabotaged the whole friendship. Girl, would have sabotaged the whole thing. We would not have made it this
no.
far.
Friend, I have
Girl,
faith
I
in
was
you.
crazy.
You
Girl,
would not
I
have
was
did that.
crazy. Girl, crazy and unhinged.
Not a psychopath.
Girl, I was crazy, unhinged. I used to smoke weed, drink all the time, getting tattoos at parties, at kickbacks, doing I was a mess. I was a
Just
mess.
in the streets.
Just in the
You the one
streets. And
you
they
the one
didn't
taught my daddy
call. I
that.
just showed up. No one
I
called. The
know.
streets
You
weren't
told my
calling.
daddy that. You the one who explained my daddy what the streets was.
What the streets was.
And now we
Tell them to get him out of
outside.
there. Tell him get him up out of them streets, friend. Save him.
But you know, it's a time and place for everything, though. Like, you have to grow into certain things. And I honestly feel like when you're allowed the freedom as a child to do things like that, in, I wouldn't necessarily say safe environments, but maybe safer, because the older you get, the more you realize this ain't really all that safe. You know,
that part.
Like I could have died right back there. You know,
no, seriously. And now you think about it like I'm not doing it because I might die. Like you think about these things. But I just to say something that I wanted to say something that you had said something earlier about the industry and how people feel like you should know what you signing up for. And I feel like, and I can't speak for you, but I'm just saying I feel like both of us are slightly in there. We do know what to expect, but I promise you, if we were to get in there, we would be blown away from it.
Yeah. And then
I think we would really be taken back.
Girl, I don't want to be taken back. Don't take me nowhere. I don't want to go. I don't want to be taken because I be scared. Like when people, I don't judge people because I know that people do things. They do recreational drugs. They have sexual kinks. They like fantasy stuff. And honey, do your thing. I realized I could not do cocaine when I'm from the country and bugs be flying. And as soon, you ever had a gnat go up your nose?
No.
Baby, I cleared the whole venue. Cleared the whole venue.
No.
So if we're at a party and y'all having a good time, don't you pull out no cocaine because I'll flip everything over and I'm calling the police myself.
That's in the middle of a whole conversation. Somebody like, reach in their pocket, just like
baby, they be doing it. They be doing it.
We're not about to skip past that.
It's become a lot more acceptable and normalized, and it's a little scary to me because people be in the middle of a whole meeting,
right? And turn around,
like now wait a minute now.
I didn't know we were this far along in the meeting. Like I didn't know we had reached this point.
So I said close out the PowerPoint. That's all I said, and now you got booger sugar hanging out your nose,
girl, and just talking. Just like, okay.
Right, going on with it.
Right. Yeah.
But that's the industry. And, you know, the more, I think also too, like, I feel like I was blessed to come up with the parents that I have. And then like in the generation that I'm in, like we played outside until the street lights came on.
Yes.
We would walk around at nighttime and it was semi-safe, you know?
Yeah. Yes.
And everybody in the neighborhood was looking out for everybody. Now the sexual predator lives 3 doors down,
and you don't want your kids outside. You almost don't want your kids outside until the lights come on. It's like you almost need to be there with them, somewhere close where you can kind of see them because it's just too much going on out in the world that it's just no longer safe to just be that carefree. And that's so sad because it really robbed the kids. Not that because first of all, electronics ruin the kids, but that too, but also just the safety has become a huge issue with children, women, you know what I mean? And so now you got to maneuver differently as a parent. You used to kind of be carefree and know your kid was okay because like Miss Cheryl next door stayed home, you could see her, you know what I'm saying? She'll tell you she out there, blah blah blah. But now people keep so much to themselves that if something was to happen, it's kind of hard to know if your neighbor would even say anything.
Yeah, because don't nobody want to snitch. And, you know, it's like we got to get back to having community. And I think one important, I think sometimes community is misconstrued because community does not mean sleeping with a married man. Because on this next segment that we're getting into, according to the streets and the interwebs, that's the way you got to do it, baby. Petty versus petty is always going to win. Speaking of, baby, Cardi B is back outside and she's letting it all hang out. I saw the photos. I saw the video of her and her boo, Stephon Diggs. Now,
who is that? Who's that?
He's a football player. And I think now I want to bring up the fact because I saw a clip of him like on a boat with some racially ambiguous women, and they did not look like they were, you know, in a professional capacity. I'm just gonna say that. But Cardi has basically said she is done. She said she's done, even though she keeps going for, I guess, these kinds of types, these players, these guys. She said she's done with it. Enough is enough. And she went on a very
it said Cardi was on that boat too.
Oh, Cardi was on the boat too?
That's what it said. Cardi was on that boat too.
Girl! Why y'all got us out here being mad for no reason? Well,
I'm gonna say,
clearly we have a situation where
hello.
But I think the most important part is that I think she said something about it as far as Offset wanting spousal support. She did go on a little unhinged rant. But I want to talk too about the fact that I think that Cardi B is not looking for a sanctimonious long term anything. I think she's trying to get her back
She
blown out,
outside.
and she is doing just that. So take a listen to how she basically crashed out over Offset on this live video.
Waking up right now, right? The fact that I'm waking up right now to see that this nigga and his team, I know it's not his team. I know it's his gonna tell the Breakfast Club the only reason why this motherfucker asking for spousal support because I was asking for everything. Because I was asking for everything and because I don't be with my kid. Yo, you such a fucking nigga. Word to my mother. I want you to die, but I want you to die slow, nigga. When you die, nigga, I want you to die slow in the bed. And while you die, nigga, think of me.
Cardi.
Wait.
I'm gonna be honest.
I'm gonna be honest. I had not heard the audio yet, so
me neither. Like,
it was a bit of a surprise.
It was a surprise to me because I thought I heard all 30 parts of that dissertation.
I did too.
I did not hear that part.
It was. I didn't see anything about that on the live that I watched. So I'm a bit taken aback, you know. But this is so crazy because now they're calling him the bitter baby mama. They're saying Offset is wrong for asking for spousal support. I just think it's all crazy because last week we was talking about Remy Ma and Papoose doing the same thing. Like, can y'all please stop airing this out? What do you think, friend?
Take me out the group chat, please. But I love my girl Cardi. I think she's heated. I don't know about that last part she said. That was wild. That's still the. But see, through the dissertation, right, she did say that he wasn't present for the kids anymore. Like, he hasn't come to see them. He hasn't bought them anything. He's not showing up for birthdays or any type of anything. He won't go visit them in New York. He has completely removed himself from the kids because they're no longer together. And that I just can't stand. Because if it's one thing that we know culture is a daddy's girl. Yeah. Like, the way she stayed up under Offset when they were together and present ain't right. She said the baby she just had don't even know who he is. He has not seen that child at all. And so I think the way he's moving, girl, it do give bitter baby mama. Like, he definitely is giving, I'm mad. Either you take me or I give you absolutely nothing. And that's including the kids, no money, no nothing. Like, I plan to be no supporting figure in my kid's life or any of these bills because I'm sure y'all being married, y'all have accumulated quite a bit of bills, and I know you like to spend. He love to spend money, okay? And I know Cardi does too, but for some reason, to me, the way Offset spend money is not conducive to what I believe he's bringing in. Now, I don't know this man finances. I don't know him, but I know it's not more than Cardi B. And you spending money like you Cardi B.
Well, some people would have us to believe that Cardi would not be as big as she was. If it wasn't for Offsetavious DeMonte, what's his name? Anyway, y'all know the dude. But people would make you believe that she wouldn't be as big. Now, I'm not going to say that he wasn't instrumental in her career, but I definitely think Cardi would have been just fine without him. And as you can see, she probably wouldn't be as tortured and mentally stressed because what these dudes do, and this is not all men, obviously, but I hate seeing women get with these dudes that really don't have no future plan for them, but they'll let them have their babies. And now what happens is when we're not on the same page, I'm going to do whatever I need to do to hurt you and the kids be damned. And that's my problem because these kids are not at fault. They're innocent in all of this. And which is why I keep trying to tell people, be careful who you lay down and make a baby with. Yes. Be careful who you lay down and make a baby with because now you sitting up here at 3 a.m. screaming in a cocaine fueled rant.
Shut up! No, she not.
I'm just kidding. I don't know if that's what she's doing, but I'm saying like a lot of these celebrities, they will be going off. They'll be just in the middle of a mental breakdown, and they're doing it on social media, not because they like the attention, but because they don't. They want their side to be heard or they want to try to prove their case. And to those people, I say, the only person that you can scam twice is the person that want to confront you about it.
Once I realize you are whatever kind of trash you insist on being, we ain't got to talk about nothing. I peeped it. I fell back. We're good.
We're good. We're great. Actually,
But
we're more than good. We're great.
They had all the makings of a toxic relationship very early on, because remember he cheated or did something and he popped up
immediately
at
her show with flowers and came on stage. Like,
That's
if that's not a breach of my boundaries, I don't know what is. If I'm not responding to you and talking to you and you know where I'm at and you show up and walk out on, how like narcissistic do you really have to be to interrupt my show to make it about you? Like, to interrupt what I got going on at the end of my career, to make it about you and let everybody know, like, I'm sorry, and like, Offset, please do something else.
Girl, then talking about spousal support, you as a person who earns way more than women in general for doing the same thing, why are you asking for spousal support when you don't plan on using it to raise the children? Because Cardi already said that she's paying all the bills at the Atlanta house and you be having your new girl up in there. Hello? I think that at some point you've got to go to hell. Okay. At some point you got to go to hell, because now y'all pissing me off. And I don't even like being in y'all business. I don't. Lene the one that like being in y'all business.
But being in y'all business. Please keep telling me. Please continue to have those night fuel cocaine rages so that I can tune in every single time. Because I'm going to listen from ear to ear.